My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So finally, Luther came back as a movie. I really wasn't sure if it was going to work, right? I thought it might have just reached the end of its life cycle, yeah? And essentially it had, right? Because this is it's somewhere between a soft and somewhat hard, a reboot of Luther, right? By the end of it, essentially he's James Bond. He's Luther as James Bond, which kind of for me works. I wouldn't mind seeing more of that, right? I think it's pretty darn good. But yeah, very enjoyable. Well, I say very, very enjoyable. Very enjoyable if you're very dark, sick, and twisted, which I think you kind of need to be to get into Luther. Fantastic performances, great script. And it's on Netflix, so for me, it's kind of like free. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll totally watch it. Which I'm really quite excited to do. When I was quite excited to do, got round to it, and it's worth your time, ladies and gentlemen, is what I want to say. It's worth your time. Like, most of the time they drop movies on streaming services, I never get round to watching them, right? Like, I try something, like I tried with Doctor Strange and whatever it was. I couldn't get through it. It was too awful, right? And a lot of the times you try. Sometimes you come up with good movies, like, what was the other one on Netflix? Grey Man. That was a lot of fun, right? That was a lot of fun. And so this is like that. One of these nice little gems that again, happy to recommend. I reviewed it on my live stream. When was it? About 2 nights ago. I do live streams every night. I'm chasing the Rumble algorithm rather than the YouTube one. Rumble's being way nicer to me, especially on live streams. I get like a lot more views. So that's basically what I'm doing here. But you can catch my content on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook. I'm not doing the live streaming on Facebook, but on Twitter and YouTube and Rumble, you get the live streaming. So come hang out for a live stream is what I'm trying to say. We have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun. We talk a lot of crap. This is an example of it, right? And we review that which needs to be reviewed. Fine. So I'll give you a like, share, and subscribe, whatever platform you're on. And can I just see if I can twist your arm to go to Rumble and subscribe to me there? As I said, Rumble's really doing good for me, right? I understand they don't have the mobile app in the App Store in England right now. Like, that's just... Okay, Rumble, come on! I like what you're doing for me, but you need to be as good as YouTube. That's basically it. People don't care, right? They about anything other than what's the best, cheapest, easiest thing. So Rumble, come on, get the App Store, get it on the App Store in the UK. That would be fantastic. Yeah, like, share, subscribe, comment. If you're on Twitter, please do share this and like this. That makes a huge difference. Wherever you are, basically, like, share, and subscribe, right? That's fantastic. Fine, let me hand over to me. When was this from? I don't know, a couple of nights ago. That was literally my only disappointment with this, was that it didn't have Ruth Wilson in it. I think her character was killed off. She's been killed off a bunch of times and came back. Like, it doesn't really matter, right? That she's been killed off a bunch of times. It's Luther again. They kind of got weird superpowers in this, right? So this is not for the weaker stomach, right? Luther, if you don't know, is a gritty cop drama where he breaks the law, but it's very good psychological horror. And he's like it stars Idris Elba, and he plays now I lost the Wikipedia page. Yeah, 1 second. Luther Fallen Son. There we go. Doink. So it's had a couple of like different soft reboots. This is a new one, in other words. So very creepy psychological horror, right? Lots of spoilers in this. Very creepy psychological horror, essentially about a lack of privacy that we're not aware of, right? And the and sick people in the world. But yeah, that's really it. It's, the villain in this is a blackmailer who is also a insanely sick as well, and likes to cause as much pain as humanly possible and be as much cruelty as humanly possible. So it starts off this like kid gets a text, he's got to go somewhere, right? He said, I can't go right now. I said, well, then everyone's going to know your 6 secrets, right? And so he goes somewhere, and there's a It's always raining, right? It's always raining. This was directed by Jamie Payne, who I believe did a bunch of Doctor Who's, right? Written by Neil Cross. I do hope they're doing more, quite frankly. It was starring produced by, based on... Where's the director? Oh, this is really annoying. I'm looking at Wikipedia. Based on Luther, written by Neil... Oh, Jamie Payne. But he doesn't have a Wikipedia page. That's weird. Who does not have a Wikipedia page? Jamie Payne. What's he directed? I'm sure I've seen him do some Doctor Who's. Outlander, Invasion, New Amsterdam, Luther. So he's done Luther a lot. He's done 2 episodes there. So yeah, he's not new to this. Doctor Who, he did 2 episodes. What are these 2 episodes, I wonder? Hyde, I thought a well-directed episode. Time of the Doctor, again, yeah, both well-directed. Fine. So the kid gets there. It's permanently raining in London, right? It's always raining. The weather is never good. And there's a car there, and there's somebody like unconscious or dead on the doors open. He's on the ground, and there's somebody dead at the wheel. So he goes to look at the person in the wheel and starts to try and call it into the police. And the guy who thinks he's dead on the ground gets up and very menacingly and terrifyingly tasers him and kidnaps him, right? So it's Luther's job. He's given this case. But there's Andy Serkis is the villain with an insane haircut. Andy Serkis, like with a huge bouffant. It's very weird, right? It's very, very strange. And he doesn't want Luther on the case. So this is the first 10 minutes, essentially. He has a dossier of everything he's ever done wrong. He releases to the press, so Luther is tried and sent to jail, right? So that's all right. That's where we are. 10 minutes in. This is a pretty hard reboot right there. Meanwhile, when he's doing the case, looking for the kid, his mother makes him, please, promise me you'll find him. Promise me you'll find him. He's like, yeah, okay. Luther in jail is really kind of cool, right? I have to say, that's a very, very cool concept. Because it's Idris Elba, who's very rough and tumble. So the psychopathic killer is just gets more psycho per second, right? Gets more insanely psycho per every millisecond. I just realized why I was wrong. The clocks go. Yeah, I just realized why I got the timing wrong, because I thought we lost an hour and we gained an hour. That's why I'm 3 hours ahead of you rather than 1 hour ahead. That makes so much more sense. I was so confused. Anyway, I digress. Right. So Luther is in jail, so this guy is insanely cruel, right? Just insanely sick and cruel. His next stunt is he has Luther sent a number, right? So he tunes into his radio and he hears the death of that kid. It's just like horrible, right? At the same time, that same recording, I think, is sent to his mother, and she goes to the place where they're told to go. It's a house, and when they get there, there's a bunch of people there, and a bunch of people who's been hung, right? They're dead. And their phones are all ringing, trying to find them, right? And it's just like it's the most insanely cruel thing you can possibly imagine. And then the house burns into flames, and they record them, right? So this guy is reasonably sick. So Luther decides, I've got to break out of prison and deal with him, right? I thought somebody would break him out of prison. No, so I can't work out how he breaks out of prison, but it's very cool. It's very cool. Essentially, somebody fakes hanging themselves, and then it causes a prison riot, which he then uses to fight his way, not out of prison, but in so much that he has to be transferred. And when he's transferred, somebody hijacks him, and it's his friend that he's arranged somehow. I couldn't really work it out. I didn't really care. It was basically, fun to watch. So then it's like this cat and mouse with Luther on the run. Again, so classic, cop show. Luther on the run, trying to catch the killer. And from there on, you have these awesome set pieces. Like you think you found it at one point at Piccadilly Circus, and then to distract them, he's got all these people blackmailed that are wearing these cameras so you can see their faces. This is so sick, right? And he forces them to when the Big Ben strikes, they all simultaneously or like in sequence jump off the buildings and commit suicide, causing mass havoc so he can escape. So what basically the guy's plan is to do a murder porn subscription service, right? Where people can, it's like called a red room where people can watch actual murders, right? And so it's really yeah, no, it's reasonably sick, right? Reasonably sick. Luther, he's got Andy Serkis has a wife who's been horribly scarred in a fire that he did. And the more you learn about Andy Serkis, like this character, the worse he gets. Like he befriends the mother of the kid he kills. It's just there's a lot of weird stuff going on there. So eventually, Luther and the cop who replaced him. Who are now has a daughter kidnapped. They track him down to this place somehow in the snow. It looks gorgeous, looks absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, Idris Elba in his like Luther coat trudging through the snow. And you see it in the trailer, right? And to go there, and then we have a big showdown at the end where he's captured with the other cop, and they're going to be like their first person that anybody can see on this like sick murder porn website, right? That they're doing. So the first thing they do is they get the lady cop because they got her daughter and they keep like suffocating her to death. They don't do what she says, and he gets to take the knife and stab Luther. Right? Again, it was like, yeah, okay. And then it's Luther's turn. He's supposed to shatter a kneecap with a hammer. He says, "Oh, your address." So it says all the cameras. All your addresses are being traced by the police. You're going to be arrested. And all the cameras turn off. Individually, one by one, right? Very, very quickly. So then the guy that makes Andy Serkis lose his power essentially, and then you have this very good showdown between the two of them, and Dumont, where Luther is horribly. Honestly, he should have been killed several times over in this episode, right? He should have actually be dead. But basically, it's like the end of towards the end of Casino Royale, where James Bond is recuperating at the end. So he's broken out of prison. Former near Doctor Who, what's his name? Crowley. What's the name of the actor? 1 second. Dermot Crowley, right? Dermot Crowley, who is his former boss, who was very nearly Doctor Who one time. He's more of a what else has he been in? Little Dorrit, Doctor and the Devils. Son of the Pink Panther. I do not remember any of this stuff. Legend of Bagger Vance. I've seen that, but I don't remember him in it. Right? I remember in this. He was pretty good in this. So he's recuperating in this like weird country mansion. He's like Dermot Crowley's like I'm not sure. It's like so Luther's like, no, where am I? It says who has me? It says I don't know. But I don't think you're going back to prison. And right at the end of it, Luther's got this very distinctive music, and that starts playing at the end as he goes to meet his like new benefactor, and he's like, "I think you're being offered a job, right?" So it's being rebooted. He's essentially some kind of rogue cop spy, right? By the end of it, yes, more of this, please. This is very good. I would like to see more of this. Okay. This is a recommend. I thought this was excellent. Now, something that really struck me about this was that, I remember in the 60s and 70s, well, we got a lot of movies got made from TV shows for the British audience. Right? It's really weird, but that happened a lot. Right? On the buses, please, quite a few of them. And, some of them pretty good, of varying quality, let's say. But I kind of got used to seeing TV move to movies in that point. So this feels very similar, right? And it feels much more at home now because it's on Netflix and you're on you're watching it. But it's big TV, then it feels much more cinematic. Direction was good.
Anything else I can think to say about this? Other than it's a recommend, right? It's absolutely a recommend.
My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet! Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.